welcome to Bullion Bulletin. Miss Marianna Smirnova, CFSI works for conflict-free sourcing of minerals. Welcome, madam.
Thank you very much. Thank you for
Welcome
having
to
us.
Bullion Bulletin. See, conflict-free sourcing or sourcing mineral responsibly, it is not a very popular subject in India, especially gold. So first I want to know what your company does on this very crucial subject, this conflict resourcing. In a very few words to understand.
Sure. So CFSI, Conflict Free Sourcing Initiative, is an industry association. So we have over 360 members throughout multiple industries. So we have electronics industry represented, but also jewelry industry, automotive, aerospace, mobile, etc. And the idea is to bring all these industries together, top brands in the market that really want to influence their supply chain and understand and be able to trace where the minerals are coming from. So what CFSI does is really help develop an independent third-party standard to help audit and address these issues of responsible sourcing in general. So we have a audit program that's called CFSP, Conflict Free Smelter Program, and we audit refiners, gold refiners, but we also audit the 3 T's, so tin, tantalum, and tungsten smelters against the international standards that are based in OECD, as well as the other international and national laws.
So to put it into very simplest way, for example, I am a gold refiner in India. I want to source doré from, say, West African region. So while I am sourcing, there is always some element of doubt about the authenticity, about the so whether the soul. So my question is, for a refiner, if I want to source so-called conflict-affected areas, how CFSI can help me to do the due diligence and I can source the gold responsibly?
Yeah, that's a great question. So certainly CFSI very much encourages sourcing throughout the world. So we definitely don't say this is a conflict area, therefore do not source from it. The idea is that refiners source where their business takes them, but they should be aware that there are high risk areas. They're not necessarily in conflict right now, but there is potential for conflict, and that is not always just focused on, let's say, African countries. There's also some higher risk when it comes to sourcing from Latin America, for example, from Colombia or Peru. So what we provide is really awareness and understanding. How do you identify these high risk and potentially conflict areas, and how you work with your suppliers to understand where your gold is coming from and tracing that. And it starts from simple KYC, so knowing your customer. Actually, sometimes it's about on-site facility visits, but sometimes it is just doing background checks and understanding where is the gold coming from, who really are your suppliers, going beyond just traders. I think a lot of times what we see refiners deal with is they receive gold from traders and they don't really understand where their gold is coming from past traders. So what the audit encourages refiners to do is actually trace their supply chain, understand where risk is, and then knowing how to address that risk. So it's not about sourcing risk-free, it's really knowing how to mitigate and lower that risk.
My last question, tell me one thing. If I go through CFSI and source the material, and I presume that I source that material, so through CFSI guidelines, so after that, do I have to do any responsible due diligence audit? Is it a mandatory for me, or it will be good for me to do an additional due diligence audit, or CFSI this process is enough?
So, of course, it's each individual business decision. However, CFSI does have cross-recognition agreements with LBMA and RJC, the Responsible Jewelry Council, so specifically to minimize the number of audits you go through. And we're now also starting to work with India regulation bodies to really introduce the idea to them, introduce the idea of responsible sourcing, so that to us, it really doesn't matter what path refiner choose, meaning that if you choose to go through RJC, if that works for you, or if you want to go through LBMA, that's great, or if you go through CFSI. Our idea is that we just want to encourage refiners to source responsibly, and because of cross-recognition, if you go through CFSI, the other two programs recognize it, and vice versa. If you go through LBMA, you still get recognized by CFSI. And the other sort of service that CFSI provides is actually we list the global list of refiners that have gone through either one of these programs. So you can actually go on our website and you see all the refiners by country that have gone through this independent third-party audit standard, regardless whether it's ours or our partner program. Again, our idea is just to provide as much resources and information and encourage refiners to source responsibly going through one of these programs.
I feel you must be feeling exciting coming to IIGC and your first visit to India perhaps.
Yeah, it's actually my second visit.
Okay.
Last time I was here was through RJC, and we looked more at diamond sourcing.
Okay.
But this is my first visit on behalf of CFSI, and CFSI's first participation at the IIGC. So we're very excited to be part of it, to be invited, to be part of the dialogue, because I think it's it's perfect time because there is such an uptake in refining business in India, and then also Indian lawmakers and other partners in the supply chain are starting to look at the responsible sourcing issues. You did say that it's true that it's a new subject. However, we see that there is actually a lot of openness and desire to understand the topic. So, and we're here to provide resources as much as we can. We have a free training portal that anybody from anywhere in the world can go on and learn more. So, and again, we're available to answer any questions if folks are interested in the program.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you very much, and wish you all the best for the rest of the conference and your CFSI campaign in India.